Hello everyone and welcome to another video on parenting. Today's topic is something which is very near to me, something which is out of my experience. I've gone through this and I've found success by doing all the things that I would be discussing in this video today. So do stick around till the end. So your child cries before going to school or for some particular class. He or she complains about stomachache, headache, nausea, vomiting and just does not feel right when it's time to go to school or when it's time to go for that class. But the rest of the day, they're perfectly fine, they're doing good, they're playing, they're normal, everything is good. But as soon as it's school time or that class time, and they feel unwell. So much so that in the middle of the school, you get a call back and you are asked to pick your kid up because he or she is not feeling well. They literally vomit, they physically literally vomit and they feel unwell. All of this is exactly what I had gone through just in the recent past, and I would say today, as in this time of recording this video, my daughter, she went happily to school today. Things started getting normal again, and I'm so happy and so glad that the last 20-25 days had been very, very challenging. So let me share and discuss with you my story and how I went about it. Number one thing is, if your child is complaining about stomachache, vomiting, headache, or anything before school or before any class, or if they start crying, like they cry without any control, just before school or just before that class, you want to make sure that your child is actually well. Take her to a doctor. Whatever symptoms they have, tell them and communicate well to the doctor. See what the doctor has to say. Get those prescribed medicines, vomiting, nausea medicines, and give them that the way doctor has told you to. So first you take care of them and check whether they're actually physically having any trouble or what. Make sure that they're sleeping really well. At least 8 hours or 10 hours of sleep is required especially during this time when they're complaining constantly about all these things. Probably they're not getting that proper, deep sleep. They're not getting that. So maybe you should, even if they're sleeping for 8-10 hours, consider an extra 1 hour. Let's take everything. Let's consider all the points. Make sure you are cutting off their screen time. It is seen that kids who have too much of screen time, their mind actually gets super active, hyper active in fact, and they're constantly thinking about various scenarios, imagining various things, and school becomes boring for them, normal life becomes boring for them. So consider breaking out that screen time. If your child is watching too much of animation or fast moving animation, then this is something which you need to consider immediately. Consider stopping. You cannot immediately cut down. If they're watching TV for 3 hours, 4 hours, or they're constantly on the mobile for more than that time, then slowly cut down that time to half an hour. Only for half an hour, not more than that. So consider these three things: sleep, cutting down their screen time, go to your doctor, get things sorted out, know exactly what the physical problem is. If they still continue crying and they still continue, with all those same things that you're going through, the symptoms, the same thing they're going through, then there's something called as separation anxiety. Now this, I am not a counselor, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm just a mom which went through a big deal of challenge, and I actually read a lot of things and I saw a lot of videos, and I also took help from the qualified people. So coming to the point, if they're still continuing to show those symptoms, they're crying for school or for that class and they're just not going, or you're getting a call back again and again from school, then you need to sit and communicate with your child and open good communication. Communication is something which is going to help you in this. Otherwise, nothing else is going to come. First of all, you acknowledge that there is a problem. Your child is definitely going through something which you need to address. First, accept that there is a problem and you need to communicate with your child. Second is, you acknowledge that person. You acknowledge that problem that your child, the emotion that they're going through. Like, for example, sit your child down, caress her head, rub her back, and then you sit gently, very gently, ask the right questions. I understand that you're going through this emotion. I know why you're crying. As a child, when I was small, even I went through this. I didn't want to leave home. I didn't want to go to school. Give that. Okay, yes, you also went through this. This is normal. It happens to everybody. It's okay. I understand that. But let me ask you a few things to help you, overcome this problem, overcome this fear that you have. I'm with you. I love you. I'm your mother. I care for you. So let me help you. Let's team up and work together and solve this problem. Get that confidence building up in their mind. And once that confidence is built, once they're feeling comfortable with you, then you start asking them the right questions. Now, what would be the right questions? Ask, is there something in the class that is bothering you? You're not understanding the lectures. Are you not understanding what they're teaching you? Are you feeling left out? Ask all these questions. And every question you ask, pause. Let that question sink in. Let them, let them think about what they want to answer. Let them frame that in their mind. Give them ample amount of time, and be very patient. Take work off, take that time off. If the child is comfortable with, talking to their father sometimes, ask your husband to take time off and sit down and, put that dedicated time in communication. This is the most important thing. You need to communicate in a very, very peaceful manner. Do not deny them. Do not say anything that no, you're wrong. Whatever, let them just freely open up their mind and talk. Get all that thing out of their head. Do not make them feel fearful that you will, lash them or you would deny them. And no negativity. Let them talk. The next question you could ask is, if your child is perfectly fine in their studies and they're understanding everything, next question could be, are the teachers saying something that you are not liking? Sometimes teachers do have that habit of saying out loud in front of the whole class, which embarrasses them. So ask them, is there something which embarrasses you? You're feeling shy about it. You're not liking the teacher. The answer could be very, very meaningless, but it's okay. That could be something which is holding very important. It's fearing them. So let them talk. Or it could be, are there children in your class who are saying something to you and you're not liking it? It could be peer pressure. Are they making you do something which you don't want to do? So are they forcing them? Find out all these things. Is he being forced into doing something which he does not like in the bus or in their transport vehicle or in that class, wherever that kid is going? The next, it could be, get all these things sorted. The next could be, is there something in sports or in extracurricular activities which you don't want to do, but they're forcing you to do? So ask all these questions. There could be so many things, in particular, which is happening in their class or in their school. So consider everything and ask them those questions. Sometimes they don't know what is bothering them, and the right question may help them understand their problem, and they may open up to you. There could be a very serious problem. A very serious problem, what I'm saying is, something might be happening in their school, in their class, or in their vans, and they're threatened that do not tell this to your parent. Otherwise, you will fall in trouble. Bad things will happen to you if you tell your parents. So talk to your child that I am on your side. I have all the powers to help you in this. Nobody is more powerful than your mommy and your papa. Okay, so if somebody is threatening you and doing things to you, they do not tell this to your mommy or your papa. We will take care of it. We will help you. We will protect you. Because this is what mama and papas do. They protect their child because we love you. So, give them that confidence. Make them feel powerful, that they are at the powerful position and they can, complain about those things to you or talk to you directly about what is happening. Then after knowing what exactly is the problem, you go to the school, talk to the authority, talk to the teachers, you ask them for the help, their guidance, their support. If there's a counselor in school, take help from them. And, as parents, there are so many ways you can, help your child with that. But the most important thing is accept. Accept that there's a problem, no matter how trivial or small it could be. If it is bothering your child to cry, to vomit, physically feel that, if they're going through that phase, every child goes through that phase. If you think it's none of this, the teachers are good, the school is good, the curriculum is good, they're understanding everything, they're smart. There's no problem at the bus, there's no problem with the kids, there's no peer pressure, there's nothing going wrong, but your child is still crying. Now, this is what my case was. The child was actually physically, my daughter is 6 years old, she's in her first grade, the school is amazing, teachers are amazing. I personally drop her to school, so there's no van. And she understands everything in the class. She's actually very smart. She actually loves to go to school. She never, ever, ever cried to go to school. In fact, she was always excited to go to school. And she loves to learn. She loves to read. So it actually worried me because I tried out everything. I spoke with her. I communicated with her. I spoke to her teachers. There's nothing going wrong in the class. There's nothing going wrong in the school. Everything was perfect. She just had separation anxiety. So I was like, this is something which is beyond any psychology given on the internet. What do? I tried out everything. Nothing was working for me. So my next step was, I believe in my God. I believe in my guru. And I said, I need to start talking to her. I need to give her positive talks that she could help, coping mechanisms. That is one of the ways which actually helped me. And I'm considered doing this even after she becomes normal. I felt the power of positive talking. I felt the power of coping mechanisms. I literally saw how God and Guru can help your child become more powerful mentally, emotionally. So I'm going to continue this, and let me share with you what I did. So usually every morning before going to school, we visit the Swaminarayan Mandir. There is an Abhishek Mandapam in the Mandir. And I told my daughter, let's go to the Mandir. I understand you're going through something which you're not able to explain. And she literally physically used to vomit in the house and before leaving, and also at the school gate. I had to pick her up from school. Several times I was called back to school that your child is unwell, please pick her up. She vomited. And as soon as I picked her up from school, we went to the school parking and she was feeling all normal. She was feeling all nice. We come back home and everything is normal. So at that time, what I did was I totally made life boring at home. I did not give her any screen time, which I usually don't, but screen time for her is something educational, something which is like a classroom environment, no fast moving animation. This is from the beginning I had been following. So during school time, if she's at home, no screen time, she would sit at home and study. We would do our spellings, we would do our math, we would do anything which is in the in the day. Everything would come online. So I used to teach her all of that. So school time is school time. She studied, she wrote, and I made it very I made her write more, I made her study more, because this was something which was not physically there, it was just an emotional phase of her life. So I made everything very strict with her. I told her, look, if you're feeling sick, you can sit in the sick bay. If you're not feeling well, talk to your teachers, but you're not going to come back home now. You're going to sit and finish your school. Mama is not going to come to pick you up. And I communicated that to the teachers as well. If there's something very serious, then definitely do call me. But the teachers and the school is amazing. They have a fantastic support system. So they helped me out with this. They understood my problem. So next time they literally pulled her and took her to class and they told me that, ma'am, you need not worry, you go and we're going to take care of her. And then the teacher started diverting her. She started getting diverted in the class. And after what I was saying, that in the morning when we went to the mandir, I told my child, look, you go and you physically pray and you talk to God. God understands everything. There is no need for words. You just pray that, God, I'm going through this. I am not able to explain what is happening to me. Please give me the power and the courage to overcome this. And we did Abhishek on the Neelkant Murti. And I felt so powerful. She felt so powerful. We usually do that, but that words and that motive at which we were going to the mandir was something very positive. She did feel sick even on that day, but I started talking to her. I started doing coping mechanism practices with her. What is that? You tell her to breathe. Every time she feels that anxiety, you tell her to breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. Make her do it 2-3 times. You do it along with her. And then you tell her, I'm powerful, I'm strong, I'm feeling perfectly healthy. Nothing is wrong with me. I'm very healthy, happy, and I want to learn. And then there's something which we usually do in our satsang. I'll say it in Gujarati, I'll translate it in English. Hu Mahant Swamini si Santanchu, and then she roars like a lion. I am Mahant Swami's lioness, and wow, I made her roar loudly because she was so crying and she was so cranky and crampy. I made it, energetic for her. And that actually worked. She would breathe. She would say, I'm strong. I'm fine. Everything is good with me. I'm feeling so fresh today. I'm Mahant Swami's lioness. And she would roar. And that actually helped me. She slowly stopped her, crying. Her vomiting slowly went away. Every day I would make her do that. And my husband was a great help. He told me, she has separation anxiety with you. Let me drop her to school. So he started dropping her to school. And he is so balanced. He makes communication so straightforward. She understood clearly that now daddy's there, he's going to take care of me, and I got to listen. So he would tell her at the gate, she would vomit at the gate, she would cry at the gate, but he made it very clear in her head that, look, you love to study. And we talked, we made everything very exciting for her for school. In school you like this, you love doing this, see, you're missing out so much in school, this work was there, that project was there, your friends are missing you. So she started getting excited with all those talks that, her father did or I did. So we made life little boring for her at home. At the same time, we, spoke about all the things that she was missing out in school that she would have enjoyed doing if she would have, been normal and she would go to school. So slowly, with all those positive talks, with that breathing exercise, with that roaring, fierce roaring, all this literally helped us. Today, it is almost the 20th day and she went in the morning she was a bit cranky, but again, I asked her, I reminded her that you need to breathe. So this is something you have to constantly remind them to, work out on those coping mechanisms. Every time they feel anxious, they need to breathe. They need to tell themselves, I'm feeling fresh, everything is good with me, I'm Mansami's lioness, and she would roar. So all this definitely helped me, and she's feeling much better. And last 15-20 days was so challenging. I went through an emotional meltdown. My husband was there to help me, and I'm so grateful for the school also that they supported me during this. They gave them privileges, they gave her privileges, they understood my problem, and the school helped, my family helped, and all these points helped, and most importantly, God and my guru helped. And sometimes if nothing works out now, take that energy, take that power from God and guru, because some things are, sometimes child is unpredictable, every children are unpredictable. And I was reading online in one of the forums, even kids who are in their teenage go through this. So it's all normal. Sometimes kids will give you that challenge, and more power to all the parents. I hope this video has been helpful to you, and do share with us some of your anxiety separations that you as parents must have gone through. Share some of your experiences in the comments below, so all the other parents could also gain help and support from, or maybe gain inspiration from how you dealt with that situation. And I would love to hear from you as well. I hope this was helpful. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.